Okay, playing some Yone in the mid lane against Lux. We've already got off to a good start where my team got a kill in the enemy jungle and they seem to still be fucking around in the enemy jungle, so hopefully it's worth it. Alright, I guess it was. Since Lux isn't in lane, I feel obligated to join. Hopefully I can pick up a cheeky little assist or kill. I'm scared to be targeted because I don't want to back too early and I don't want to die. So hopefully if someone else jumps in. Okay, well, I'm glad I came. We're already over 2 minutes in and we're still in the enemy jungle. Renekton's down here and he's a top laner. I've never seen this before, but good start for our team. So for this game, the runes I took were Fleet Footwork, Triumph, Alacrity, Coup de Grace, Taste of Blood and Ravenous Hunter. The reason why I take Fleet Footwork with Yone typically is because I find him really difficult to play in the early game, and I know that he's known as a weak early game champion but scales really well. So for that reason, because I don't want to fall behind, and if I can't pick up any early kills, I want to stay in lane as much as possible so that I can pick up as much experience and at least be ahead or match the level of my enemy laner. Now, the good thing in this game was Lux already died, so I'm already ahead of her, and I should find this game fairly easy compared to most others. I even took Cleanse as one of my spells in this game, which is really rare for me to do, but in this game their team had a lot of CC, and because I'm still learning Yone and I'm in lane against Lux, I just wanted to make sure that I didn't fall behind for any reason, so I thought Cleanse was the best option for me rather than Ignite. But since I am ahead of Lux, she doesn't really pose a threat right now, so I can see myself playing a little bit more aggressively than I usually would this early on. And I know I took some tower hits earlier when I got rooted under turret, but because of Fleet Footwork and because of Taste of Blood that I have, I already know that I'm going to be able to stay in lane for longer than I would have if I took Conqueror, for example. So Fleet Footwork is definitely a must for players that are just about learning Yone, because if you make one small mistake, half of his health bar is gone, and you don't want to have to keep going back, because once you fall behind with Yone, I've noticed it's very, very hard to catch up again until you get to like late game or a large number of kills in quick succession. Okay, so Lux is low now, which means she'll either back or she'll die, and either one that she does will increase the gap between us in terms of levels and gold, so I'm happy with whichever option. It looks like she's still sticking around, maybe because of this wave that she can get experience off, I'm not sure, but if I do get to level 6, then I'm definitely going to go all in. Or I might just go in with this Q. Yeah, so I'm not really playing it out too well because I'm not so comfortable with Yone yet, but I know that if she stays and I get level 6, I'm definitely going to kill her. So that was nice, very easily done. She was keeping her distance and the ultimate catches her off by surprise, so I needed it to actually kill her, and I still ended up with half health, which might not have been the case if I didn't have my ultimate, or I didn't get all those hits on her, so I'm glad that I used it. What I really like about Yone's kit is, although he doesn't have like crazy amount of mobility, he has really cool engage and disengage tools within his E and Q abilities, because with his empowered Q he can engage into battle whilst having CC, and with his E he can engage and disengage because of the snapback. So it reminds me a little bit of Echo's ultimate, where you can jump into a dangerous situation with the knowledge and peace of mind that you will just snap back to a safer location if you feel like you need to disengage, which is really nice. The only thing about Yone's E is it can be easily countered if you use it in a bad situation or in a bad place. So I'm trying my best not to use my E when I'm like in the middle of a crowd or when I'm running from somebody, which I've seen a lot of Yone players do, and it obviously doesn't make any sense because most players know that he has to snap back, and once he does, then he's finished. So it's that kind of thing. It's kind of like using Zhonya's, right? Like, you know that you're going to end up being vulnerable as soon as it's over. So it's just something to keep in mind. And I haven't made the mistake of doing that yet, so I'm happy about that. Okay, Lux is boring me a little bit, so I'm just going to see what else there is for me to do. But all of my lanes are pushing. Oh, there's an Amumu. So the only reason I used my ultimate there was because I knew Lux was there and I just wanted to kill Amumu as quickly as possible, but I know that I could have probably killed him fairly quickly because he's still such a low level. Because they had that like 5-minute fight in their enemy jungle at the beginning of the game while I was just farming, so Amumu is still behind from that, and that's why I've been doing little things like keeping a vision in the jungle, killing the scuttle crab and things like that, you know, just to set Amumu even more behind and just make him useless in the game basically. Whoa, okay, so I think the snapback from his E, from Yone's E, ignores CC on him. And okay, so I didn't actually realize what unstoppable meant, but I guess that makes sense. So Lux tried to CC me with her root thingy, her light sparkly thing, and I ignored it while I was snapping back with my E. So if my ultimate makes me unstoppable as well, then I should be able to ignore CC with my ultimate too, I'm guessing. So I guess having cleanse with Yone isn't as necessary as I thought, because 2 of his abilities essentially make it useless, make enemy CC useless if I use it at the right time. And Lux was smart there this time. She actually left when she had low health, so at least she's learning, at the very least. So I've almost completed my first item with Yone, but I built boots first, just because I know that attack speed for Yone is like incredibly useful. It's really essential, and it makes a big difference to his kit. So I went with boots first, just because I had enough money for that, but not enough for Immortal Shield Bow. Wow, well that worked out quite nicely. That was just very impulsive of me. So I've just concluded that cleanse is useless for Yone, because as I was getting closer to her, she rooted me, but it didn't make a difference because by the time I actually got to her, I was able to attack her while I couldn't move, and then I had my ultimate to catch up to her anyway, so it made it very useless, her abilities. So I think against Lux, Yone actually works really well. Wow, he is dropping this turret like a maniac. I mean, I think the shields are still up, but he's just ignoring that. It seems like there's no shield because of how quickly he's attacking. Enemy bottom lane look like they're pushing quite a lot, so I might be able to make a play right here.
An enemy has been slain.
No fate, nor destiny, only tomorrow.
Alright, so we got one. I'm actually surprised that he made it back alive, because I thought using my E to actually engage would mean that even if they got past me, I'd be able to snap back and then get another chance to kill them, but Jin actually managed to walk all the way around and still get away free. So, very well played by him. I mean, it was very simple, but it worked. I really like that Yone's E and Q can make it through terrain, so it allows you to move around a lot better. So that's why when Jin made it back to his turret, I thought I would go to those rock things and empower my Q so that I can engage under his turret and maybe dive him, but it didn't work out. But at least I have that kind of option, so it's nice to have that. Lux must be so sad this game. With Yone, as you can tell, I'm not really focusing on farming that much. I'm not really looking to last hit minions to make sure that I end up killing all of them if I can, because I know that that's the way that I should be playing, but right now I'm really just focusing on how to engage in battle with other champions. And the good thing about Yone is he is so good at clearing waves, he's so good at farming that it's so easy to have a good creep score by the end of the game, so I don't really look into that, and it's very easy to get an S with Yone because of that. Uh-oh. I had 4k gold, so it was enough for me to finish off my first item, and now I'm also going to go for probably Bloodthirster. Easy money. Yeah, you steal my kill, then I steal all your creeps. Oh, I just robbed that kill from him. That was a bit rude. Oh, imagine if I had stolen that kill as well. That would have been so rude. That's why I just left it. Easy money. Yone is just very, very powerful at this point. I think it's from here where he's just a massive threat to the other team, especially in this game right now. I've currently got 3k gold on me, but I don't really need to back and I don't want to, so I'm just gonna stay and have some fun.
Killing spree. An ally has been slain.
See, so it's this point where Yone becomes so fun to play. It's just so difficult to get to this point, and that's the main concern when you play with Yone. Early game has to be so well played, and I know that in this game it was quite easy because of the start that I had. I was constantly 2 levels above Lux, but in a case where I'm more pressured in lane, it's not as easy to get to this stage.
Enemy
I'm gonna see if I can kill all these minions without snapping back. That's my goal. So I killed that entire wave of minions, and I think the time that it takes to snap back is 5 seconds, unless I'm wrong. But you can see that within 5 seconds I killed an entire minion wave, which is just incredible. Which is why I love Yone's kit, because it's so easy to wave clear.
An enemy is unstoppable.
Oh, I played that so wrong. I just really didn't know who to go for, so I was all over the place. I started first going for Lux, and then I ended up going for Garen, which was a big mistake. I think I just got too greedy. But if I went for Lux, I would have been out of the way of Garen and Jhin, and probably wouldn't have died. So, my mistake there, but at least I got 2 of them. Okay, well, I think I made up for my mistakes. Hopefully get a 4th here. I don't think that counted as a Quadra Kill, but because I make my own rules, in the description I'm gonna call that a Quadra Kill and just lie to everybody who's watching, basically. But in my mind that was a Quadra Kill. I think because of Yone's attack speed and because of his lifesteal that he gets from his abilities, or Omnivamp or whatever it's called now, I think he'd be able to solo Baron at this point, which is quite impressive. Only few players can do that, and Yone being one of them is really good. All it took was 2 minion auto attacks and all my health is back. Oh, okay, that's my chance. I was looking for an opportunity to use my ultimate, and I know that when Jin uses his ultimate, he's stationary, so it's the best chance to actually go to attack him. And also, all of his team thought it would be a great idea to huddle around him. I think Morgana thinks that her ability can stun you, but it roots you. I hope she knows that, unless she was talking about somebody else's ability. Okay, well, that's the game.